You guys, let's talk through building out your lead tracker. Now, I am going to use Airtable for this little demo here, but I want you to feel free. If you are not an Airtable girl and you are a Google Sheets girl, or you are an Excel spreadsheet girl, or you are, something else that I don't know about, maybe like Trello or ClickUp or whatever, just use whatever is familiar with you and use what you know already. I am going to highly, highly recommend that you do not feel or go out and decide that you need to learn a whole new platform or a whole new system in order to make this happen, okay? So let's take that off the table right now. Whatever you know, that's what you're going to use. And I will say that Airtable is pretty, it's not hard. It's pretty like self-explanatory. So if you know how to use a Google Sheet, you can use an Airtable. And what I'm going to do is I am going to create a copy of this for you. This is your copy essentially. So you'll have a link to this. You can just copy it. It's already built out for you. And then you just use it if you'd like, or if you want to go recreate it over in Google Sheets or Excel or whatever it is, wherever you want to do this, but you're going to do this week, because this week is all about building out your living lead tracker. So I'm just going to dive right in. This is going to accompany the audios as well that'll go with this, but I want to just walk through this really quickly. So on your lead tracker, of course, the first most important thing is going to be the person's name, right? We need their name. So there's going to be a column for the name. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just walk you through each column that I have, and I'm going to talk you through it. And then if you have questions, you can always pop over to the Facebook group, or if you are one of my mastermind girls or my private clients, you can always head over to Slack and we can dig into this even deeper inside of those spaces specific to your business. So the link, the easy link, I've found that it's easiest to have, like if I'm talking to this person, if I'm talking to Sandy on Instagram, I find it very easy to have when I'm tapping into my lead tracker daily to have her like Instagram link there, so I can easily just click it real quick and head over, versus having to go to Instagram, click the little magnifying glass and then type her name in and then find her that way. I can just really quickly like link. So if Margaret's on Facebook, I'm going to put her Facebook link there. If Sally Sue is on LinkedIn, I'm going to put her LinkedIn Facebook there. So I've just found that it's easy. And I just want to like hammer this into your brain. Yours does not have to look exactly like mine. This is literally just what makes sense for my brain. And my brain is not the same as your brain. So when you get into this and you start working this and you start doing this, you might want to switch things around in a different order or a different way, or just doing it a different way. My clients all do this in their own way, and that is okay. So you don't need to worry about making sure that it's exactly like mine. You just need to make sure that you're hitting like these big things, these big points. So we have a system in place where we're capturing these people, okay? Temp check is obviously what it is. It's a temp check. You're going to click here if they are hot, warm, or cold. I'm going to go into a separate audio just on this, but this is really important. And what I love about this is because when we get into the 3-2-1 nurture rhythm, what we can do is we can organize this field and we can sort it by just, whoops. Oh, there we go. There's always an undo button. We can sort it. So I can put all of the hot people together. I can put all of the warm people together, and then obviously all the cold people together. So I'll come back to this in a separate audio, but you would definitely want to have a column that has the temp check, hot, warm, or cold. And then as far as status goes, again, maybe the word status doesn't make sense to you and something else makes sense here, but we need a way to decide like where this person is at, so I can see really quickly like what their status is. So I can see really quickly that with this person, Sandy, I am in an active conversation and I have a little alert here to check back ASAP. Okay, perfect. So when I sit down to work this lead list, these people that have this little thing here, check back ASAP, are going to be my priority, right? Some other ones, do not contact for whatever reason. You can choose active convo. So I've double tagged these people here. I'm in an active convo with them and I want to check back soon. Circle back, to me, that means they like didn't, I need to wait a little while until I come back around to them. So that would be a circle back. Engage often here, you can see that just means to go in and gently nudge and see what they're up to, engage with their content often. And then the last one is currently in a space. This is where my current clients are. That's where like current clients would essentially be. Okay. Okay, so you need to have a spot for status. And you might find something that you're like, oh, I want to add something to this. I want to, like, there's something else that's popping up for me that would make sense for me here. Great, add it. All you have to do in Airtable to add it is click the little arrow right here and then click the edit field, and then you can add whatever you want right here, and then you just click save and it'll save it on there for you. Okay. So there's that. Now, notes. Notes make sense to me just because I need to know like where they came from. What's the dealio with this person? So for this person, I wrote in same group. For Margaret, I wrote she engages with my Instagram stories often. So it's just kind of a little heads up for me. For Lindsay, she's inside the 21-day challenge. So that's why she's on my lead tracker. And then what I do, this is just how I do it. So again, I'm going to show you things that I've seen other people do, things that I've tried before, and you pick what works for you and you adjust this to build it out so it's yours, okay? What makes sense for me to do is to have a date column, so date number 1 and then notes number 1. The date is obviously pretty easy. It's the date that I did whatever I'm going to write over here. So when I put the date in here, whoops, I just double click on it and I click the date, and then I just type in whatever, essentially in the notes, I type in whatever action I took that day. So pertaining to this particular person. So you can see here, I sent a hello message on Facebook to this person on October 1st, and I invited her to a call. On October 6th, I sent a check-in message and I invited her to get together in real life. And then by October 8th, I had scheduled an in real life coffee chat booked. Perfect. Okay, great. So that's giving me just a little, it's like almost like a little oh, this is what's happening. Now I will also tell you on my lead tracker, I have date 1, notes 1, date 2, notes 2, date 3, notes 3. And I have all the way up to probably 20, if not more than 20. Because sometimes it takes that many touches. Sometimes it takes years to convert people over and pull them into their space. And not even necessarily to convert people, but until people are ready to move into my space. So, and that gets to be okay. So you're probably going to want to add more. Don't think you get 3 and then you expect to, close them or convert them. That's not the case. And I didn't want to put 20 on here because then it would just get a little bit overwhelming for you. So you can see here with Margaret on the 8th, I sent a message in the DMs and I invited her onto a call. On the 10th, I sent another message regarding the call, still waiting on a reply. So I'm just keeping track. So then when I sit down and I go, okay, I'm looking at my lead tracker. Okay, I'm focusing on my warm people today. Okay, Margaret, perfect. We are in an active conversation and I do need to check back. So it's not me trying to rack my brain and figure out what the heck did I do last? Let me pull up Instagram. Let me see what's going on. It's just me going right here and going, okay, yeah, I sent another message, still waiting on a reply on the 10th. Okay, today is the 14th. So maybe I will message her one more time just to see if I can get that call booked or to see if she's, ready to go. And then as I do that, I would just place it on here. I would write it in, send one more message regarding call and also engaged with her new post, and I'm not going to worry about spelling here, and asked her a question about her stories that she had up. So then again, when I go sit down and I'm like, okay, I'm going to check in with this person. I know what I did last. Oh my God, this is going to bug me. This is the perfectionist in me. I don't care about a lot of things, but I can't stand that little red line. Okay, so good. And then let me just go in here. Anybody that's inside a challenge or anybody that came to you from an opt-in or a download or a freebie or a masterclass or a challenge, they're all getting added to this list here. And we're going to talk specifically about where to find the people for your lead tracker. But just like, this is a great example. She's inside my challenge. She joined the challenge on the 10th. I started the challenge on the 1st, or she started the challenge on October 1st. I sent a personal welcome message to her on the 1st, and I might even tag her too with check back ASAP so I can see here, and I can make this a little bit longer so I can see all that. Okay, so then on the 8th, it looks like I sent her a message asking her if she'd like to get on a call because I love what she's creating inside the challenge and just to start that conversation, get that relationship rolling. And then maybe I would say waiting to hear back. So again, I'm like, okay, like today I'm focusing on my hot people. Okay, Lindsay's hot. What did I do last? Oh yeah, she's in the challenge. Okay, here I'm gonna go over there and like I'm gonna move the conversation along. So you can see here that it's not just me like randomly throwing like, I don't know, just it's me being very strategic about how I'm using my time and how I'm focusing my time and how I'm cultivating these relationships. Now, that's literally, you guys, what my lead tracker looks like. I'm not going to show you mine because it's almost like your junk drawer. Like it looks god awful, but then you know where everything is and you know everything's working. So my lead tracker, that's all it has. It has their name, their link, their temp, their status, notes, and then it has date 1, notes 1, date 2, notes 3, and it just keeps going. Okay. I'm going to also share with you some more things that you can do here or that you can add if this makes sense to you. If it doesn't make sense to you, do not add it. And do not think that you have to have all of these columns that I'm about to show you. You do not, okay? It's just if it makes sense to you or if you are working on this. Like I would say, literally, you guys, I would just say start with these things, what I just showed you, build it out, and then you will, as you start to work this and as you start to interact with it and, you know, engage and add with it and add onto it and like play with it, you're gonna, in your brain, you're gonna go, oh, we would be really helpful to know like this particular piece of information. If that's the case, then go ahead and add it. You can always add things after the fact. The one that you create today is not set in stone. You are not marrying it. You can edit it, you can change it, you can mess around with it as much as you want. But the important thing here is just to start and get these people down, get the names, start to get the names down. And last week your assignment was to create a list, and so you should have that list. Now we're just going to transfer it into this nice little sheet here. Okay, so other things that you can add the lead source. So where did they come from? Did they come from Facebook? Did they come from Instagram? Is it an in-person thing? Is it an other thing? Did they come from your opt-in? You can add that there if that's helpful. For me, I just didn't find it. I was like, I guess it's well, I don't know. Sometimes I just keep in my head, but other things like this, if you're like, I want to know where they're coming from, if you're testing out 2 platforms, it's going to be helpful to know where they're coming from because then that's where you can, you know, focus most of your time. You could add LinkedIn in here. You could add, I don't know, the other places that we find people from. You can add, if you want, if they have an objection. The objections are you're having a conversation and they have a money objection. They have a time objection. They have an objection about how she or he is not the only decision maker, so she needs to go talk to her husband. Maybe there's a fear objection, and maybe this person is just tire kicking, just looking. We're going to hope that that's not the case, but it's here. Still researching, no objections. She says, maybe I can do this on my own. She ghosted you. She's thinking about it. She's already working with someone else. This was helpful for me in the beginning of my business to have, just because then I could begin to like speak to these things. Like if I was seeing a lot of money objections, I could speak to those objections ahead of time or in my content, or just kind of know like, okay, or this was another one, just looking. Why am I attracting so many people that are just looking? Let me look at what I'm doing in my content and my messaging to see like why am I attracting people that are just kind of like browsing? How can I shift things? So if the objection makes sense to you because you're going to use it for some sort of like action, then yes, by all means, put it in there. Like go for it. But don't just do it to take up time and to put it on there. Do it for a reason. The next thing is their email. This is like mostly like their contact information if that's helpful to you. What I use instead of this is basically just the link, and most of the conversations are happening wherever that link leads to. So if Sandy, I'm talking to her on Instagram, her link is going to lead me to Instagram. If Margaret, I'm talking to her on Facebook, then her link is going to lead to her Facebook page. So I can quickly just link over there and click and message her. But if this would be helpful to you, then great. I don't really use, I use my clients' emails, obviously. I don't really use their phone number. So again, if it makes sense to you, then put it on there. If not, that's okay too. How did they, I think this says, how did they find me? Or how did they engage? How did they engage? Okay, so she commented on an Instagram reel about starting a business. Okay, great. I don't need that information really now. I probably did at one point in my business because I wanted to know like what people were doing or like why they were engaging with me, or if there were certain like posts or types of content that they were engaging with. So if that's helpful to you, then add it on there. Notes is just basically notes, right? Notes to myself. Has a business in early phases and needs support. Okay, great. This was if a call is booked. So have I booked that call? Did Margaret respond and book a call? Yes, she did. Okay, great. Call is booked. I don't know. I guess I just like that little check mark. Again, if it makes sense to you, great. And if you're aiming, if like your goal right now is to be booking calls, then that would be helpful to see really quickly. You could drag this over right next to their name. So when you pull up, their thing, you can be like, okay, Sally Sue hasn't booked a call yet. I'm going to start with her. But also these people are cold, so like I wouldn't waste my time booking a call on those people. So makes sense so far? I'm going to pretend like you said yes. Okay, so next steps, that could be follow up after she talks with her husband on Friday. Okay, great. I would also probably in that case put an alert in my phone or in my calendar that says reach out to this person on Friday at 9 a.m. Following up after her conversation with her husband. This is if anybody made purchases, if she purchased the package, or if I know like over here I have she's currently in a space. I could even get more specific on that and say like she's in my mastermind, or she's in one-to-one coaching, or she's in my Zero Cling sales challenge. If I wanted to get real specific, I could do that. Where did I leave off? Okay. And then here's the other thing. I've seen people do this too. So you know how I have notes 1 or date 1, notes 1, date 2, notes 2. This is kind of the same thing. But this for me is harder to read because I'm like, Friday, what's Friday? So I wanted the date. I wanted the actual date in there. And I wanted to know like, okay, she says she's going to wait until paycheck on Wednesday. On Wednesday, I voice messaged with her to check in and see when she's ready to sign up. Checking in to see how everything's going. On Thursday, we hopped on a call to talk it through. On Friday, I shared this isn't actually what I would do, just to be clear. It's just an example of like how I am following up. And you can see there's up to 12 follow-ups. And again, just because this sheet ends here, don't think that after 12, you got to have them converted. Or if you don't have them converted, you failed. No, that it could take, I've had clients, you guys, you've heard me say this. I've had clients that I've been nurturing and engaging with and in my world and on my lead tracker for years before they decide that they're ready to buy and to really commit and go all in. And that's okay with me. So if you need to add more, add more. Okay, so this is your lead tracker. Like I said, the important thing here is to just go do it. Build something out, let it be messy. It doesn't have to be perfect. It gets to be a hot mess. It will be a hot mess. It should be a hot mess because that just shows that you're doing the work, you're doing the thing, you're making it happen. And that is exactly what we want. And this week, the goal is not to have this lead tracker built out beautifully and perfectly and to have everything like in its place. It's really just to start to like get familiar with this and to see what it feels like to build it out, to start adding names to it, to play with it, to see what makes sense to your brain, to see what's not making sense to your brain, to add things, to move things around, and to just, again, get into the habit of starting to open this up every day, to spend a little time with it, because this is going to be one of your BFFs inside your business as you manually build out this system. Yes, there are CRMs and trackers that will do all of this for you on the back end, but I don't suggest doing that in the very beginning, or unless you're like, you have a really, really, really big built out business. And if that's the case, then you're probably, that's probably not the case if you're here with me right now. So we're going to build this out manually. We're going to make it make sense. We're going to do it on a platform that we already understand, and that we're not learning a whole new system or a whole new platform to like, just for this. We're going to adopt the saying that done is better than perfect, or done is the new perfect. We're just going to make it happen. We're going to let it be messy, and we're going to see, we're just going to start playing with it, because the more we do that, the more we understand, oh, this is really helpful because, oh, this is not so helpful, or oh, it would be really helpful to have this information. And this is essentially going to guide us in the next week, in phase 2 of your lead system, when we build out your 3-2-1 nurture system and rhythm. So you're going to want to have this done. So take the leads that you wrote down last week, transfer them into here, into this new sheet, whether it's this one or another one. You'll have this so you can copy it and make it your own. And let's just go to town. Okay, you guys?